On this video we're taking a look at our MLB parlay and best bets for the games that are happening on Thursday, April 7, 2022. Welcome back to High Stakes, let's get straight into it. Also, don't forget to subscribe to get notified as soon as we release these sport prediction videos, and if you would like more betting tips and predictions, then check out our Patreon in the link down below. Our new Patreon is a way for us to help you improve your chances of making more money. 5 plans are available for each and every one of you. You can get 30 extra betting picks all the way up to 500 extra betting picks per month. Stop wasting hours of your time searching for bad betting picks that ends up costing you a lot of money. Join the High Stakes Patreon now and get the best betting picks. Our first parlay pick is Chicago Cubs vs Milwaukee Brewers. Brewers win. And here is why. The Milwaukee Brewers enter the year as a dark horse title contender, and a lot of it has to do with a pitching staff that finished last year 3rd in ERA, 4th in WHIP, and 3rd in quality starts. The issue was the Brewers' offense, that was 27th in batting average and 20th in ops. The Brewers hope the additions of veteran bats in Andrew McCutchen and Hunter Renfroe can improve those numbers. Also, a bounce-back year from 2018 NL MVP Christian Yelich would go a long way as well. Corbin Burnes gets the ball, and he was 11-5 with a 2.43 ERA and 234 strikeouts last season. Burnes is 2-1 with a 3.55 ERA and 61 strikeouts in his career against the Cubs. With the lockout finally coming to an end, baseball season is officially here. The Milwaukee Brewers and Chicago Cubs will now open the 2022 season after the Red Sox vs Yankees game was postponed until Friday due to inclement weather in New York. The Brewers entered the season with high expectations and the 7th shortest odds to win the World Series at plus 1400. Much of their success rides on the arms of their starting rotation, which features 3 serious Cy Young contenders in Corbin Burnes, Brandon Woodruff and Freddie Peralta, not to mention a bullpen consisting of Devin Williams and Josh Hader, who account for the last 4 NL Reliever of the Year awards. To put it simply, the Brewers are built on dominant pitching from top to bottom, and on Thursday, the 2021 Cy Young winner Burnes will be towing the rubber for the Brew Crew. If you're big into statistics, Burnes began last season by striking out 58 batters before recording a walk, an MLB record. If you're just getting into baseball, that's virtually unheard of. Offensively, the Brewers added veteran Andrew McCutchen and Hunter Renfroe, who combined for 58 home runs last season. Considering Renfroe will likely bat 6th, it goes to show how deep this lineup can be. The Chicago Cubs have nowhere to go but up after a disaster season that had one of the worst pitching staffs in baseball and an offense that was 26th in batting average. Outside of Seiya Suzuki, the Cubs' batting order has a lot of familiar faces. The big changes for the Cubs come with the arms, as there's 2 new starters in Marcus Stroman and Drew Smyly. The Cubs' bullpen features 5 new pitchers, including David Robertson, Mitchell Givens and Chris Martin. While none of the moves were sexy, a more consistent bullpen will make the Cubs better this season. Kyle Hendricks gets the ball, and he was 14-7 with a 4.77 ERA and 131 strikeouts last season. Hendricks is 10-7 with a 3.30 ERA and 144 strikeouts in his career against the Brewers. For the Cubs, Kyle Hendricks will be making his 3rd consecutive opening day start. Last season, Hendricks posted a 14-7 record along with a 4.77 ERA, but consistency has been his enemy. Last season, Hendricks had a 6.23 ERA over his first 7 outings, followed by an 11-0 record with a 2.79 ERA, then finished the last 9 games with a 7.96 ERA. It's difficult to know which Hendricks will show up Thursday, but based on a limited spring training sample size, Hendricks has posted a 9.53 ERA over 11.1 innings. With that being said, siding with Burnes, a dominant bullpen, and a deep Brewers lineup seems to be the smart play. Burnes will be facing a Cubs lineup that struck out more than any other team last season and looking to find themselves early on. The Brewers' money line is the recommended play. Our second parlay pick is St. Louis Cardinals vs Pittsburgh Pirates. Cardinals minus 1.5 points. And here is why. The Pittsburgh Pirates come into the 2022 season looking to shake off a frustrating 2021 season that saw the Pirates finish at 61-101, which was helped along by an offense that was dead last in the majors in runs scored, home runs and slugging percentage last season. The batting order for the Pirates still has some promise with the likes of Ke'Bryan Hayes, Brian Reynolds, Ben Gamble and others, while the starting rotation could use some work, headlined by Jose Quintana and JT Brubaker as the 1-2 punch in the rotation. There will be serious growing pains in the Steel City this year, it's just about managing expectations. JT Brubaker will start here and was 5-13 with a 5.36 ERA and 129 strikeouts last season. The Cardinals get what appears to be a favorable opening series against the Pirates. The Pirates have some good young talent, but do not quite have the quality depth that the Cardinals have. St. Louis is returning its whole starting lineup from last season that led the MLB with 5 Gold Glove winners. That stellar defense will be backing Adam Wainwright in what could be his final season. Wainwright had a very solid 2021 as he led the Cardinals starting staff in starts, 32 innings pitched, 206.1 ERA, 3.05, and walks per 9 innings pitched, 2.2. On the defensive side, the Cardinals should be more than fine in this game therefore, and have the edge. The St. Louis Cardinals will hope to stay the course and build on 2021 success that saw the Cards finish at 90-72 overall, reaching the postseason. The shocking move for the Cardinals though was parting ways with Mike Shildt, who led the Cards to 3 straight playoff appearances as manager, but the front office brass felt that Shildt wasn't the guy to lead the team to the World Series. The lineup from a batting perspective remains one of the best in the NL in 2022, pretty much staying put across the board. Guys like Paul Goldschmidt, Nolan Arenado, Tommy Edman, Tyler O'Neill, Dylan Carlson and Paul DeJong headline the group, while the starting rotation looks really good with the likes of Adam Wainwright, Jack Flaherty, Steven Matz, Miles McCollough and Dakota Hudson rounding out the group. It wouldn't be a shock to see this St. Louis bunch have success once again and reach the playoffs once again. Adam Wainwright will start here and was 17-7 with a 3.05 ERA and 174 strikeouts last season. The Pirates should be better than the 61-101 team they had last season. But they still are a shallower, rebuilding franchise. Their lineup is some combination of young and unproven. They had the 6th worst batting average and 3rd worst ops in the majors in 2021. If Kebrian Hayes can stay healthy and they get good contributions from the DH, the Pirates shouldn't be quite as bad. But the Cardinals lineup is still a bit more of a sure thing. Their 1-4 of Dylan Carlson, Paul Goldschmidt, Tyler O'Neill and Nolan Arenado has potential to be one of the best lineup tops in baseball. This game leans toward the Cardinals, given the combination of a stronger lineup and stronger pitching and defense. Add the intangible of opening day at Busch Stadium to kick off the final season of the careers of Albert Pujols, Yadier Molina and potentially Wainwright and energy will be high. Our third parlay pick is Arizona Diamondbacks vs San Diego Padres. The San Diego Padres come into the 2022 season looking to shake off the disappointment of the 2021 campaign, a year that saw the Padres finish at 79-83 despite having talent like Manny Machado and Fernando Tatis Jr. Injuries did play a large part of the frustrating season, though especially to the pitching rotation that has pieces that were missing like Mike Clevinger and Dinelson Lamet. The Padres still retain the services of Yu Darvish, Blake Snell and Joe Musgrove to form a formidable 1-2-3 punch for the Padres on the mound. Only time will tell if the Padres will be able to actually live up to expectations this year, but maybe they should be tempered with the Dodgers and Giants still expected to be 1-2 in the NL West this season. Yu Darvish will start here and was 8-11 with a 4.22 ERA last season. The Padres are never boring. They made another move last week, acquiring starter Sean Manaea from Oakland for prospects, giving them the deepest rotation in the National League. They are going to need it to compete early, with Fernando Tatis Jr. injured to start the season. Arizona was the worst team in the NL last season, and there is nothing to indicate that is going to change this year. The best thing this team has done this offseason is add some veterans to help the bullpen. That is hardly the way to turn around a franchise. There is no direction to this group and things might actually be worse than they were last season when the Diamondbacks won just 52 games. The Arizona Diamondbacks will hope to have a better season than the abysmal 52-110 mark that the D-backs posted in 2021. From a batting order perspective, there are some solid pieces like Ketelmart, David Peralta and Christian Walker as well as Josh Rojas, Carson Kelly and Dalton Varsho. The D-backs rotation is a mishmash of future studs and guys who have been there and done that like Madison Bumgarner and Zach Davies to complement the young guns like Zach Golan, Merrill Kelly and Luke Weaver. It's still going to likely be a rebuild until the ownership shows some effort, but the pieces are there to take a step in the right direction. Madison Bumgarner will start here and was 7-10 with a 4.67 ERA last season. Yu Darvish is getting the opening day start for the Padres for the 2nd season in a row. Last year he was strong early in the year but fell apart in the second half. The whole team did and like many, he is looking to prove it was an aberration. Madison Bumgarner is no longer an ace, but he is still going to get honors like starting on opening day with Arizona as they just don't have anyone else to turn to. He had an ERA over 5 against the Padres last season and struggled to get going in April too. With veterans on the mound, this is a rare game on opening day when the teams are going to let the starters pitch. That is yet another advantage for the Padres, who are going to be leaning on their rotation. San Diego is on the road, but taking on the Diamondbacks is a favorable spot even if they are not quite whole in their lineup yet. Take San Diego minus 1.5 on the run line. And our best bet is Chicago Cubs versus Milwaukee Brewers. Brewers win. And here is why. With the lockout finally coming to an end, baseball season is officially here. The Milwaukee Brewers and Chicago Cubs will now open the 2022 season after the Red Sox vs Yankees game was postponed until Friday due to inclement weather in New York. The Brewers enter the season with high expectations and the 7th shortest odds to win the World Series at plus 1400. Much of their success rides on the arms of their starting rotation, which features 3 serious Cy Young contenders in Corbin Burnes, Brandon Woodruff and Freddie Peralta, not to mention a bullpen consisting of Devin Williams and Josh Hader, who account for the last 4 NL Reliever of the Year awards. To put it simply, the Brewers are built on dominant pitching from top to bottom, and on Thursday, the 2021 Cy Young winner Burnes will be towing the rubber for the Brew Crew. If you're big into statistics, Burnes began last season by striking out 58 batters before recording a walk, an MLB record. If you're just getting into baseball, that's virtually unheard of. Offensively, the Brewers added veteran Andrew McCutchen and Hunter Renfroe, who combined for 58 home runs last season. Considering Renfroe will likely bat 6th, it goes to show how deep this lineup can be. For the Cubs, Kyle Hendricks will be making his 3rd consecutive opening day start. Last season, Hendricks posted a 14-7 record along with a 4.77 ERA, but consistency has been his enemy. Last season, Hendricks had a 6.23 ERA over his first 7 outings, followed by an 11-0 record with a 2.79 ERA, then finished the last 9 games with a 7.96 ERA. It's difficult to know which Hendricks will show up Thursday, but based on a limited spring training sample size, Hendricks has posted a 9.53 ERA over 11.1 innings. With that being said, siding with Burnes, a dominant bullpen, and a deep Brewers lineup seems to be the smart play. Burnes will be facing a Cubs lineup that struck out more than any other team last season and looking to find themselves early on. The Brewers' money line is the recommended play. Disclaimer, no financial advice. The information on this channel is provided for education and informational purposes only, without any express or implied warranty of any kind, including warranties of accuracy, completeness, or fitness for any particular purpose. The information contained in or provided from or through this channel is not intended to be and does not constitute financial advice, investment advice, trading advice, or any other advice. The information on this channel and provided from or through this channel is general in nature and is not specific to you, the user, or anyone else. You should not make any decision, financial, investment, trading, or otherwise, based on any of the information presented on this channel without undertaking independent due diligence and consultation with a professional broker or financial advisory.